Looking forward to it, man.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Jim Barcelone, Miami Herald. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, thanks, Bully. Did you ever think you'd see the day a wrestling promotion not named WWE would be at Madison Square Garden? And what do you think of the state of pro wrestling today?
No, Jim, this was even a shock to me, and I don't shock easily at all with pro wrestling because I've seen so much stuff happen, and even the most shockings of things I kind of just brush off like, yeah, man, hey, it's pro wrestling, anything can happen. But going into this, I mean, it's sacred ground. I don't mean to sound cliche. I mean, this is Vince McMahon's grandfather's building. This is Vince McMahon's father's building. This is Vince McMahon's building. Nobody runs Madison Square Garden. And I think that just the planets lined up. There was a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Kudos to Ring of Honor for having the guts to pick up the phone and saying, hey, we'd like to run a show in your building. We'd like to do business with you. And kudos to Madison Square Garden for taking the call and saying yes. Because I believe just the fact that there's a different wrestling promotion in the Garden on that night is historical. I mean, it really could have been any wrestling company, and it would have been historical. I'm happy that it's Ring of Honor in New Japan, and I'm happy that I'm going to be a part of it. So, yeah, Jim, I mean, I think everybody was shocked. You know, I think Vince McMahon was shocked. I don't think Vince ever saw this coming. So, I mean, that answers part one of your question. And part two of your question, the state of the wrestling industry. I gauge wrestling by fans' interest. And the fans right now are extremely interested in all companies. I mean, let's face it. WWE is going to do the business that they do and that they will always do. WrestleMania, 80,000 people, sold out. Ring of Honor is such a unique company with a unique fan base who has, for 17 years, has been giving their fans what they want to see. Obviously, AEW on the horizon. You got to give Cody and the Bucks credit. They were able to tap into a demographic of wrestling fan that probably thought that they were forgotten about. And look at the business that they're doing. Look at all the independent shows that are running WrestleMania weekend. And I don't really think it's that big of a deal that it's WrestleMania weekend and these shows are running. Good for them. You always go where the fans are going to be. I mean, I look at it as like, if you want, I know this is going to sound a little stupid, but if you ever watch the show Deadliest Catch, it's all about catching crabs. Well, if one boat is catching 100 crabs an hour and the other boat is catching 0 crabs an hour, the boat that's not catching any crabs is probably going to go to where the boat is catching a lot of crabs and then drop their traps and catch crabs also. And that's what this is, you know? WrestleMania comes to town, and everybody knows that that's where the fans will be. Ring of Honor New Japan is a different story. They're not running an indie show. They're running Madison Square Garden, and they sold it out in, like, record-breaking time. The WWE hasn't sold out the Garden in a long, long time. So with Ring of Honor and New Japan, I don't think it's a question of them scooping up, excess WrestleMania fans. I think they're catering to their fan base and are going to give their fan base the show that they want.
Thank you, Bully. Great Deadliest Catch reference, too. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. Always a pleasure, my friend.
All right, thanks, Jim. All right, next, Mike Johnson, PW Insider. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Bully. How are you?